Well, this feels like a good time to begin, and I'm glad to be here with you all this morning. Um, so I'll just get my timer here, and we will meditate because meditation is, in my experience, one of the most helpful things that one can even begin to do for oneself and the world. I think actually I'm going to read to you first today. So in spiritual self-care, um, we open ourselves to nourishment of many kinds. We open ourselves to the nourishment of being with each other, of being with ourselves, and also of taking in nourishment from poets like David Whyte. This is a great book, Consolations, and he's just an amazing soul. I wanted to read to you today. So you can actually close your eyes and then we'll go directly into meditation and then do a little bit of journaling so you can make yourself comfortable. What came to me today is that rare mothers, you as rare mothers, are very courageous, immensely courageous beings. And so when I was looking through this book and the page in this book, Consolations, he expounds upon everyday words. And one of the words is courage. So I wanted to read you a little bit from the section on courage. So just take a deep breath and let yourself receive this blessing from David Whyte, and then we will meditate. Courage is a word that tempts us to think outwardly, to run bravely against opposing fire, to do something under besieging circumstance, and perhaps, above all, to be seen to do it in public. To show courage, to be celebrated in story, rewarded with medals, given the accolade, but a look at its linguistic origins is to look in a more interior direction and toward its original template, the old Norman French cœur, or heart. Courage is the measure of our heartfelt participation with life, with another, with a community, a work, a future. To be courageous is not necessarily to go anywhere or do anything, except to make conscious those things we already feel deeply, and then to live through the unending vulnerabilities of those consequences. To be courageous is to seat our feelings deeply in the body and in the world, to live up to and into the necessities of relationships that often already exist, with things we find we already care deeply about, with a person, a future, a possibility in society, or with an unknown that begs us on and has always begged us on. To be courageous is to stay close to the way we are made. To be courageous is to stay close to the way we are made. David Whyte. So let's begin. Letting the eyes be closed. Letting yourself rest in a position that is comfortable for you. Letting the word courage wash through you with every breath. Letting the breath be rich. Let yourself be nourished. Let yourself sink down into your heart, your rare mother's heart, your deeply courageous heart. Just taking your time to settle into yourself, into the richness of your innermost heart. You have carved this time out for yourself to nourish yourself. You made a conscious choice to be here, to turn your attention inside. And I wonder what it would be like for you to sense into your courageous, rare mother's heart that has seen and felt so much around your rare child or children. Letting everything sink in, embracing yourself, embracing your courageous heart. Can you feel, sense the courage that lives in you? Sensing the courage that lives and breathes in your heart. Every breath takes you into your own courageous heart. And there may be moments, memories, where you know you can feel, you can see yourself tending to your child, to your children, where you can recognize the courage that you brought to that moment and receive it. Receive it just by breathing. You might want to place a hand or both hands on your heart and let yourself receive that moment. And there may be many moments. Just embrace them one by one, letting the heart soften. Every breath is a breath of receiving the moments, the ways, the courage that lives in you, the courage to show up again and again, tenderly, the courage to meet everything, the courage to meet yourself. Let it in, the courage that you walk with. And as the bell sounds, just take some more breaths, drinking deeply of your own courageous heart, the courage to be here, the courage to continue, even as your child struggles or leaves this world. Receive your own courage. So take your time. Take your time, and I'd like us to spend a few minutes journaling, answering the prompt, responding to how do I receive my own courageous heart? Or what is your experience of courage? How I am courageous. Just explore what courage is for you, what it means, and how you walk with it, because you do. So I'll give us about 6 minutes to explore that, and then we'll come back together and reflect.